What does it mean that you are Vsauce 3? I still don't understand the whole Vsauce, like...
hierarchy?
Yeah, not even the hierarchy, just like what's going on there? What does it mean that you're a Vsauce? How are you guys all associated?
Well, we're all friends, first and foremost. We're all
right.
buddies.
Yeah.
I think it's a similar way of thinking about topics and a similar way of expressing them. Like the way that we do them, it's packaged differently. But I think that the through line is always similar, where you immediately watch like, oh, this feels like Vsauce. I don't know how to better explain it besides like it's this feeling that we all try and express in our content. But it was really, Michael and Kevin and I talk about this a lot, where if we had made these channels today, they probably wouldn't be named like Vsauce 1, 2, and 3. They'd be probably totally different names. It was just that in the day, you named your second channel 2, third channel 3. And that's why we did it. But yeah, I think it's just we all have a similar way of viewing the world, and we're all just very curious about similar topics, and we express them differently. I mean, sorry, I said the same thing twice. But to give examples, you can watch, for what we do, educational content, and they all feel varied and different. And we try and do ours differently than how they do it. And to us, that's what makes it Vsauce. Instead of like Physics Girl or Smarter Every Day.
Right.
It just has a different feeling to it.
There's definitely a delivery that you guys all have that's really like sharp and very
And also
Vsauce.
that way of speaking where you just add pauses for
Right, the deep
no
pause.
particular
Yeah,
reason.
the deep pause, really. That's what I meant. But are you guys like also business partners, or do you guys just kind of couple dudes who like being associated?
No, we're all business partners.
Okay.
Yeah. So we all work together. We run the business together.
Do you
At the end of the day, it's Michael's. Like Michael created it. Like he's the top dog. But we all work together in a really nice way.
That's cool.
Do you discuss like each other's videos too, or
If we have questions, like, Kevin will call me and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And we'll talk about it. Or if like I have questions on a script, I'll send it to Michael. Be like, am I talking about acceleration correctly here? Like the past few days, we've just been, oh, there we are.
Hila said, I didn't mean to break you off. I just wanted to share this video or this picture with everyone. The boy band of science, I think is what Hila described you guys as, which
Ooh, I like
thought was
that.
great. Yeah.
That is really nice. Thank you, Hila.
Yeah, I love these guys. Look at these guys. Was Michael wearing that sweater unironically? Did he just show up in that sweater?
No, his wife made him that sweater.
oh, it's
Oh
very
my
Michael.
goodness.
Yeah, it is a very Michael sweater. He loves that sweater. He's wearing it today, actually.
What a sweet guy.
It's a
I
very
love
nice
him.
sweater. Yeah, his wife made that for him.
That's really nice. It looks like
That's
something
Gucci,
bought,
dude.
something bought in a store.
But yeah, we all work together, and I love that. Like, currently my next video is potentially going to be about impossible objects, which are these like really cool illusions, like these 2D illusions, but I'm printing them in 3 dimensions on a 3D printer, but they need to look 2D when you look at it.
Yeah.
But by looking at it in 2D, it makes it look 3D. So that's been a fun challenge, but I basically just been showing all the ones I print to Mike. I'm like, dude, check this out! And like I show him, because you have to look at him at a certain angle, so like I take a video of it and then run over to his desk. I'm like, look at this! And he's like, well, look at this! And then he like shows me all these things on his desk. And we end up doing that for like an hour, and then I'm like, oh wait, I gotta work again. Sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's really fun. Like I love, I was in Michael's wedding. I was one of his groomsmen. Like we're just all really good friends, which I like.
How did you meet Michael? Did you...
Tinder.
Obviously, you got... Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was Grindr. Tinder wasn't around at the time.
Yeah. I love Grindr. It sounds so obscene, doesn't it?
It sounds like you're going to murder somebody.
It sounds like you're just... To me, it just sounds like you're grinding cocks. Like Grinder. It's like when you rub on another person in a sexual way. You grind.
I've never been sexual.
So
I don't know these things.
it's like Grinder. I mean,
I assume people do that.
I guess that's why it exists.
I'm not married yet, so I don't know anything about it.
Man.
Let me just vape real quick. How I met Michael.
He invited you to become a Vsauce. How do you become a Vsauce? Are you guys looking for a Vsauce 4, or is there enough sauce?
There's a good amount of sauce. I think if we ever were to make another channel, it might not be Vsauce numerical. It might just be Vsauce Kids or something different.
Right.
We'd love to try and do something where we help other creators create. Similar in scope, I think, to what the Vlogbrothers do. We're like, we're going to give $2,000 or something to all these different creators, and they can buy equipment. Like, we'd love to figure out some way to be more hands-on with other science communicators, but not own any of what they do, but just like help them. And maybe that's how we're involved. But I met Michael. So I met Michael and Kevin because we all worked at Google together.
Oh, wait. You worked at Google before you were Sauce?
Yeah.
What'd you do there?
Wow.
So we were all strategists. So we worked basically with brands and with advertisers and with creators to help them emphasize their content on the platform and go through analytics and be like, here's what we
Interesting.
noticed. So we did that. Michael was still doing Vsauce at the time. Kevin was doing Vsauce too. And I was working on a project called Space Lab, which was this really exciting project where it was an initiative that YouTube was doing where some kids would submit science experiments, and then one of them would actually be sent to the International Space Station to be performed. So I made all of the content for that channel and
Wait,
ended up
what?
like hosting.
What would go up to the internet?
One of these kids' experiments would go up to the
that's
ISS,
cool.
which is like super
I thought
dope.
you said they were going to send a kid up to space. I was like, that sounds safe.
Like, do I need a spacesuit? No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're fine. Just go.
That'd be pretty sweet competition. So,
So that's how I met Michael and I sat next to each other. And I was working on Space Lab. He was still doing strategy and like Vsauce when he could in his free time. Because Vsauce at that point wasn't huge yet. It maybe had like 200, 300,000 subscribers. When it started getting really big, that became his full-time job. He's like, listen, Google, I'll still help you with stuff, but Vsauce is what I'm going to focus on. And I started helping him edit some like Dong episodes and stuff like that for his channel.
Right.
And he originally asked me to be the
wait,
channel
Dong's
manager.
been around that long?
Oh yeah, Dong's been around since
Whoa.
the inception, pretty much, of
Wow.
Vsauce. I mean, when Vsauce started, it was a gaming comedy channel. Like,
Right.
you know, one of the first videos was Mario farts.
Dude, his old shit
It's
is
so
fun.
weird.
Yeah.
But that's what's so nice about even the name Vsauce. Even like with what you guys are called H3 Productions, it could be anything.
Yeah.
It's not like we're like, we make video game comedy, the channel. It's like, ah, shucks. Well, now we got to do that.
Yeah.
So I was working on that. Michael asked me to be the channel manager, and I kind of was like, what if I just did my own channel? So we worked together, and we had another guy, Joey, at the time, who was hosting too, and I just wrote a bunch of scripts, sent them to Kevin and Michael. They were like, these are great. Google was like, yeah, Jake, if you want to do this, do it. So that's kind of how it started.
That's so cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what happened to Joey? Where's he? Or what? Because I noticed if you go to Vsauce 3, first video has Vsauce 2.
Yeah.
So who was Vsauce 2 when Vsauce 3 was Vsauce 2?
So he was, we basically, the channel when it first launched was this guy, Joey, who made video game content, myself, and then Kevin from Vsauce too.
Okay.
Because I was still doing Space Lab full time, like my Google stuff full time. So I couldn't make all the content. So Kevin would like pitch in and make some videos. This guy, Joey, would pitch in and make some videos.
Interesting.
And then once I gave Space Lab off to Scientific American. Once we did that, like beginning of 2012, then I started doing Vsauce 3 full time.
Cool.
So Joey stepped away, Kevin stepped away, and it was just me.